Hi Bobcats! For today's Friendly Friday little social story, I'm going to share a little safety spot at school. This is a book that was written and illustrated by Diane Alber, and I hope you enjoy it. Stop! Safety spots are here. Have you had your school safety training yet? I had safety training last year in school, but I could use a refresher. Well, I'm just starting kindergarten. What do I need to know about school safety? It is important that we are safe when we learn, play, and have fun. So the other safety spots and I are here to show you how you can be safe at school. Look, the safety spots are already spotting safe situations. Great job using a helmet when riding a bike. That protects your brain if you fall. Nice hand holding when crossing the street. When crossing the street, it's important to always look for cars and cyclists. You can do this by looking left, looking right, and then looking left again. Adults can see things that you may not. That's why it's important to hold hands before entering the street. And if you look down here below, we have safety spot, and he's showing this kiddo who's safely looking left, looking right, and then looking left again before crossing the street. At school, there may be a crossing guard. Make sure you pay attention and only walk when you are told it's safe. Now at school, we don't really have someone that we call a crossing guard, but we do have some adults outside who are always looking out for you when we have traffic going by. So be sure to watch for school adults when you're outside, boys and girls. And on the story it says, if you walk in front of a bus, make sure you can see the bus driver so they can see you. That's true. If you can see them, then they can see you too. And always be looking at your driver because you know that they will tell you when it's safe to cross in front of the bus if you ever have to do that. And then we have this other little spot who's getting ready to step off of the bus. And he says, hold the rails when stepping on and off the bus so you don't fall. That's true. Sometimes if you're super young, your legs are still a little bit short. They haven't grown yet, so you have some big steps there. Be sure to hold on to the handrails when you're stepping off. That will help you keep your balance. There are lots of ways to stay safe inside of a school bus. Keep your hands and feet inside the bus. That means don't be sticking anything out the windows, folks. Use your inside voices and no eating food. We've got to remember, too, that the bus driver is trying to pay attention to you, but he or she also has to pay attention to the road. And if you've ever driven on a road before, sometimes our country roads, really any road, you could have anything from a cat or a dog or a deer run out in front of the bus. And if you're yelling or being very loud on the bus, or if you're eating, that could be a distraction, especially if you're eating and you get choked. So use your inside voices and no eating on the bus. Here are some other good safety things for the bus. Keep your backpack zipped so nothing falls out. Stay seated, and then keep your hands and your feet to yourself. Those are some great ways to help keep yourself and others around you safe. Okay, now that we've talked about safety outside of the school, it's time to go inside the school and see all the ways we can be safe. When you are inside the school, always use your walking feet, and also use the handrail when walking up or down the stairs. Be on the lookout for safety signs to prevent injury. If you see the picture in the top middle, you can see a little girl who's looking at a wet floor caution sign. It looks like maybe someone spilled some water, and that can make floors slippery. So be sure that you're watching out for those kind of signs. And then if an accident happens, please be sure to tell a teacher or any other adult that's here at school right away. Stay with your class so you don't get lost. This little boy is using some scissors in class, and this gives some good instructions for staying safe while you're doing some art projects. And it says to sit while cutting, pass your scissors handle first, hold the blade down when you're walking, and walk slowly when holding scissors. Some things need to be handled safely. Scissor safety needs to be used all the time. Make sure your shoes are tied so you don't trip. Lunchtime is full of safety spots. Throwing away your trash is a great way to be respectful, responsible, and safe. Sometimes if food gets spilled on the floor, it can make the floor really sticky or slippery and cause other folks to have a fall. So be sure to throw your things away. Remember to only eat your own food and eat quietly and slowly so you don't choke. If you see this sign, make sure you keep peanuts away. This protects people with food allergies. And sometimes you can see those signs at a place like a school, and you can also see them in restaurants sometimes. And then when drinking water from the water fountain, don't put your mouth on the spout. There can be a lot of germs at school, and we all want to stay healthy. So it's important to cover your mouth when you cough. Cough or sneeze into your sleeve or a tissue to avoid spreading germs. And then don't forget to throw away your tissue after. I've seen some kiddos before who want to sneeze and sneeze into their hand or cough into their hand, but the next thing you might do is touch a doorknob or shake hands with a friend or pass papers around, and anything that's on your hand is very easy to spread to somebody else. So once again, if you have to cough or sneeze, do that into your sleeve, like this little girl who's kind of coughing on the inside of her elbow, or this little boy who's doing that in a tissue. It's important to wash your hands after using the bathroom and before you eat to avoid getting sick. Make sure you use soap, and when you wash your hands, do that for at least 20 seconds. Sometimes people sing happy birthday twice, and that's a good measure of that time. On the playground, you will see a lot of safety spots. Be kind to nature by not pulling on leaves, grass, flowers, or bark. And then share, take turns, and play together as a team. If someone gets hurt, tell the teacher right away. Stay hydrated, especially in the summer months when it's hot. Staying hydrated means to get plenty of water to drink. Walk and play away from the swings so you don't get hurt. Remember, boys and girls, if someone is swinging, they can go back and forth very high, and if they're in the middle of a swing, it's very tough for them to try to stop, so they could accidentally kick you. So just like the book says, walk and play away from the swings so you don't get hurt. And then our other little spot is saying, sticks, sand, and rocks should stay on the ground. That means don't pick them up and play fight, and it also means don't throw them at anybody. Be sure to look where you're going when you're running. Only one person on the slide at a time. Make sure you go feet first. And only climb on equipment that's meant for climbing. Those are some good safety rules for the playground for sure. If you are feeling pressured to do something you don't want to do or that you think is wrong, have the courage to say no. That's a big one, boys and girls. Sometimes there's a little something inside you that will kind of give you a funny feeling if you feel like it's wrong. And if you have that funny feeling, be sure to stay strong and have the courage to say no. If you see someone being treated unkindly, ask them if they need help. And if they do, go get the teacher. Sometimes, boys and girls, there are situations that are dangerous and we need to practice being safe. These are called drills. It's very important that we listen to the teacher or whoever the adult is in charge at school because they want to keep us safe. Be sure that your eyes are watching, your ears are listening, your mouth is quiet, and your hands are calm. That will help you listen to know what to do if there's a situation that you need to stay safe in. During the drills, stay calm and listen to your teacher or the adult in charge. If you are scared or worried about the drill, remember that your teacher or the adults at school are there to keep you safe. After the drill is over, wait for your teacher's instruction to go back to what you were doing. Be proud of yourself for staying safe and practicing drills. Boys and girls, we're going to practice some of those drills this month. Now, you've probably already had a fire drill where you practice lining up and safely walking outside. And then we will also have a tornado drill. So just in case we would have a bad storm here in our area, you would know what to do. And we'll also have some other kind of safety drills where we might have to lock down inside the school. And we'll practice those and try to make you as comfortable with those as possible. But just like the book says, If we have a practice drill, be sure to stay calm and listen to your teacher or the adult in charge. Thank you, boys and girls, for sharing this book with me, A Little Safety Spot at School. We'll be doing some of the practices or the drills that we talked about in the book a little bit later this month, but there were also some things that you could do every day to help keep you and the people around you safe. And I hope you learned some great lessons, or at least maybe had some reminders of things that other people in school or your family at home have told you before as well. Thanks for sharing Friendly Friday with me with one of our social stories. And boys and girls, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.